All right, guys, in this video, we're going to go ahead and go over the campaign settings. And this is right after we've gone ahead and created the campaign through the keyword research tool. So first thing you want to do is let's go ahead and go to all campaigns. And then you want to go ahead and click on the campaign that you had just created. And then you want to go ahead and click over here on settings. All right. And now we want to go ahead and just go through everything that you need to set up before you go ahead and create the ads and do any of that good stuff. So first thing we want is to select a goal. And obviously that is going to be sales because we all want to be rich. So let's go ahead and continue, go ahead and save that. And next right here, we have networks. Now let me explain to you the differences between all of these. So search network is basically the main, search network. When someone types in your keyword on Google, your ad is going to show up. Now search partners is basically other companies that are affiliated with Google that run, I guess, kind of in their search network party. So it'd be things like AOL, YouTube, any other places where your ads can show up that are, I guess, connected to Google in a sense. So let's go ahead and, just read this out better. So Google search partners are sites in the search network that partner with Google to show ads to their search results to help you get a similar cost per conversion as you get on the search network. Some clicks on the search partner network may cost more or less than your Google Search Max CPC bid. Search partner performance won't impact your search quality score. Now, do I recommend using this? 99.99999% of the time, no. Mainly because what I've noticed with search partners a lot is that they will get you a crap load of impressions, but very little clicks, and that can ruin your overall your overall click-through rate and make it look a lot lower than it actually is. Because unless you segment it down, it's going to show you a combination of your regular search network clicks and search partners clicks. Now search partners can give you like 20 million impressions in one click, and maybe your actual search network may be getting 2,000 impressions and 100 clicks, which is a decent click-through rate. But because it's combining the two, it may look still extremely low because it's a combination. You'd have to segment it to actually see the difference. But really, I just think for the most part, search partners is a waste of money. If you want to test it in a campaign experiment, I'll go ahead and show you guys how to do that a little bit later in the course. So you could test out, search partners, see if it maybe work a little bit better. But for the most part, I do not recommend doing it. Now, next is going to be display network. And these are essentially display ads. So whenever you're on a website and sometimes you see, the picture ads on the side, those are usually through the display network. These are good for retargeting. These are good for, just regular targeting. You can create actual lookalike audiences based off of data you got in from, search campaigns, shopping campaigns, people who have visited your store. And Google tracks all of those people. And then you can create a lookalike audience right up here, all right, in the, where is it at? Audiences Manager. And then you can go ahead and, shoot out all your ads to those people, or you can create a retargeting list. Do I recommend doing it in a search campaign? No. I recommend doing it completely separately, okay? You want to manage each campaign individually. And, I just don't recommend combining everything into one. Unless you're doing a smart shopping campaign, which, oh man, those are phenomenal. It literally took one of my stores from 2,000 a day to 12,000 a day within less than a month. So, but we'll go over that a little bit later in the course. All right. So for now, leave both of these unticked. All right. Let's go ahead and save this. Now, next is going to be locations. And I highly recommend only have one location per campaign. Okay. Do not be mixing it. None of that. All right. United States, boom, one campaign. If you want to do Canada, do another campaign for Canada. All right. And then how you can, you could just put something like this, US. All right. And then if you're doing Canada, put CA. All right. Now, next is languages. I recommend just putting English. All right. Let's go ahead and save that. This way you're only showing your ads to people who speak English. All right. It's kind of pointless to show your ad to individuals who do not know English, because then, it's just going to be an impression, and it'll give you a lower click-through rate because you're getting more impressions on non-English speakers who aren't clicking because they do not understand what the hell your ad is saying. So do not put all languages. So next is going to be your budget. All right. This is going to be how much you're going to spend a day. I recommend putting $2 million. I'm just kidding. Don't actually do that. Start with $20 a day. That is the average I usually start off with. You can do $10, but if you have a keyword that's doing, that has maybe over 100,000 average monthly searches, or even over 50,000 average monthly searches, then you definitely want enough budget to at least try to get a good chunk of those every day. because, you know, that could be over 1,000 impressions a day. And, you know, you don't really want to miss out on all of those because, hey, I mean, that could be lost sales. And, you know, that's data that you're not collecting. But, you know, normally I recommend starting off with $20 a day. That is my comfortable point, and then scaling from there. Next, we're going to have delivery method. Okay. Now let me go and explain the difference between these. So standard is essentially, it spends your budget over time. Okay. Evenly over time. So instead of, you know, trying to spend your budget as quick as possible, it's going to try to spread those $20 throughout the entire day to get you in, you know, an even amount of impressions throughout the day. Now, if it's on accelerated, excuse me, you're going to basically, as soon as it hits 12 a.m., all right, it's going to try to spend your money, all of your money it's going to try to make you show up for every single impression that happens. So, you know, there's like 10,000 searches a day, for example. And, you know, it's trying to get you to show up for every single impression. You will run out of your $20 a day budget within 20 minutes, guaranteed. Because, you know, if there's that many impressions a day, then by the time it hits, you know, 12:20, you're going to have already gotten maybe 1,000 impressions and good amount of clicks. Depending on your click-through rate, you could have already ran through your entire budget. So unless your budget is around, I don't know, $200, $300, even $1,000 a day, I would stay away from accelerated. And, you know, do it this way. This way you can have even like accurate data throughout the entire day. Something that you could really look at. And, you know, eventually when you're doing a bid adjustments, you could go into ad scheduling and find the best times to run your ad. Because if it's running out super early in the day, then you're not going to know how well your ad may run at 2 p.m., 3 p.m., you know, 7 p.m., because your budget's running out so early. You want that data throughout the entire day. So leave it on standard unless your budget is, you know, above $200 a day. If you have like around 50,000 average monthly searches or something very big like that. You know, if you have less average monthly searches, maybe like around 20,000, then, you know, you could, once you're at like maybe $100 a day, you could put on accelerated. So it's more just like testing different things and finding the fine line. You know, you could put it on accelerated, test it for a day and see, you know, oh, it spent my budget in 5 minutes. You know, all right, switch it back to standard and then just wait till tomorrow. Remember, a lot of this takes time. So you need to, you know, test things over time and, you know, optimize your campaign. So let's leave it on standard for now. Next is going to be bidding. All right. Now this I'm going to go over in a separate video explaining, you know, all the different bidding strategies and, you know, kind of what they do, because this is a very, very, very important part of the entire process. And I want to, you know, I'm probably going to make a separate video for each individual bidding strategy so you guys really understand everything that's going on. So to learn more about bidding, go ahead and go into those videos. All right, so let's just, for now, we're just going to leave it on manual cost per click. And then start and end date. I don't see why you'd want to put an end date because, you know, you could forget that you set an end date and then your campaign starts running magnificently and then it automatically turns off on the end date and then you're not making money. So just leave it on none. All right, let's go ahead and continue with that. And then we have additional settings. So let's go ahead and go through here. All right. Oh, and actually there's one more thing I want to go over in locations. Under location options, make sure you change it to people in your targeted locations. This is very similar to on Facebook. All right. You want to show it to people who are only in the United States, not people who are interested in the United States. Cause then, I mean, you could be getting impressions from India, China, I don't know, people who like the United States. Yeah. So let's go ahead and only do this. All right. And let's go ahead and save that. That is actually another very important tip for you guys. And this is ad rotation. So normally I would leave it on this, prefer best performing ads. Essentially, if you have multiple ads in your campaign, Google's going to automatically optimize to show the best performing ad. All right. So it's going to show the only ad, it's going to show the ad that it thinks is more likely to convert. Now, if you want to, you know, really organically test your ads and see which one works best for you, then put on do not optimize and rotate ads indefinitely. That means it will just continuously rotate every ad and it won't, you know, favor any specific one. And sometimes this is a good thing. Maybe one ad may not be working better in the beginning and Google may, you know, prefer the one that is, but eventually the ad that wasn't working the best could actually be the better one. You never know. So if you want to test it, then you can put on do not optimize, but still, I mean, Google's a lot smarter than any of us. So I'd recommend leave it on optimize. All right, and none of these we're really gonna mess with. I mean, yeah, we don't really have to deal with any of these. The only other one, I mean, unless you don't want specific people to see your site, then you could put IP exclusions. Maybe have, somehow you get the IP address of one of your competitors and you don't want them to see your ads, right? You could go ahead and put their IP address in here. I'm not going to go into any details on how to fish out people's IP addresses because I'm not trying to get in trouble. So I'll just leave that to you guys. But, if you don't want people to see your ads, hey, go ahead and put their IP address in here and they won't see it. All right, so let's go ahead and save. And that is the settings section for your campaign.